Hi, thanks for listening into my podcast. I found out that 1 in 5 Americans are looking to retire overseas. Wow. So I'm Tony Reinhardt, and I am one of those 1 in 5 Americans. My husband and my 2 dogs and I are looking to retire in Spain. So in that process, we're selling our house in Reston, Virginia, where we've lived for 27 years, almost all of the contents, and we're packing up our 2 dogs, and we'll be driving to Reno, Nevada. We want to spend the winter in Reno for a lot of reasons, and we're going to take you on this journey with us. So this podcast, I'm going to tell you everything we're doing to make this happen, this move from Reston, Virginia, through Reno, Nevada, to become residents, long-term residents of Spain. I will tell you almost everything that I'm doing, including how much I'm spending on stuff. So I just want to put a few disclaimers in this intro. I will tell you what I spend, but I am not a financial advisor. It is not financial advice, so I'm not giving any kind of advice. I'm also going to tell you probably who I used and things like that and what my experience is, but I am not endorsing any person, product, or service. This is just a journal to tell you how it's going for me, and maybe you'll find it useful, and maybe I'll get some feedback, and you'll give me ideas of what I should be doing in this move. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope to hear from you. Hey, I'm sorry I missed last week's podcast. Did you miss me? I am now in Reno, Nevada, so I'm going to tell you what's been happening in the last couple weeks. It's just been making my head spin. Right before we left, we were fortunate enough to spend some time with our very dear friends, some family, our swing dance family, and we even got to go to a swing dance with the Silvertones in Warrenton, so that was wonderful. But I did get a little bit teary. It was sad. It was a little bit sad leaving a place that I'd lived for 27 years, and as some of you know, if you've listened to my previous podcasts, I've never lived outside of Virginia. So we spent a week just getting things together. Well, we wanted to wait until the house had gone through the inspection process so that we knew the buyers were not going to back out before we left town. So we did the final move out. We packed things into our little 4x8 U-Haul trailer, and then we packed the remaining stuff that's going to go to Spain. And then we woke up last Friday morning. So today is September 10th. So last Friday morning, right before Labor Day, we left. We put the 2 dogs in the car, and we divided it up. So the first 3 days were right around 600-mile days. And then we kind of backed it, a 500-mile for the 4th day. So here's what we did. We got up early Friday morning and we drove to South Bend, Indiana. And that wasn't too bad. It's always a little hairy in Ohio. Why is there always, my entire life, driving through Ohio, I cannot even remember one time when there has not been traffic and construction. Are they ever going to be finished with Ohio? I was more than a little nervous. I was a little freaked out at some of the parts because I had not driven anything. I haven't towed anything since high school when my cousin Sherry and I towed one of those little pop-up campers back and forth from Virginia Beach. And frankly, I don't think we did a very good job. But we didn't have a wreck, so I guess we did okay. But I was a little freaked out. So between the construction and the traffic and then this trailer, so you can't look out your rearview mirror, because if you do, it just looks like something's following you. That was that was not the hairiest day. But it was not a great day. So then we got up from South Bend, Indiana, when we drove to Lincoln, Nebraska. Nebraska always has its challenges. For me, it's so windy. And it was windy again. But at least it's flat, and there wasn't a lot of traffic. There was almost no traffic. In fact, we noticed less truck traffic than when we drove through Nebraska a few years ago when we spent that month in Deer Valley. So South Bend to Lincoln, not too bad. I was starting to feel a little bit better about the trailer. And then the next day, we went from Lincoln, Nebraska to Rawlins, Wyoming. It's okay if you haven't heard of Rawlins, Wyoming. We hadn't heard of it either, but it was just right there at that 600-mile mark. It was actually kind of a cute little town. It wasn't a bad little town, and Wyoming is so gorgeous. That was probably the easiest day for me, Lincoln to Rawlins. Then, from Rawlins to Elko, Nevada. That's when I started to really think, oh my heavens, I am the craziest person on the planet. Here we are driving a trailer over the Rockies, over Parley's Summit at Park City. There was wind, there was traffic, there were curves. That almost did me in that day. And that was only like a 500-mile day. So when we finally, and I had visions of that, and y'all know how old I am because I've told you. The old Lucy and Desi movie, The Long, Long Trailer, where you see them driving through Colorado and the trailer almost comes off the side of the mountain. So that day, definitely the going past Park City and the curves and the things like that really freaked me out. That really made me think, I don't care how much stuff we have to get rid of. I really do not want to drive this trailer back over the Rocky Mountains in the spring. But I'll keep you informed on how that decision goes. But we will definitely be looking at shipping options for the way back. So then from Elko to Reno was only like 290 miles. So we got up on our last day of travel, which was Tuesday, and we drove Bill drove it, because by then I was so freaked out. I could not get back behind the wheel of that car and handle that trailer. I just couldn't do it. So my, thank heavens, very good-natured husband did the final 290 miles into Reno. And we got into Reno like 1 o'clock in the afternoon or so, and got to our leasing office, which was a terribly disorganized place and not ready for us at all, even though just the day before I had been on the phone with them discussing, hey, here it is, and we're moving in. I'm trying to remember, we're going to move to Spain, and bureaucracy, things are not going to run smoothly in Spain, so I should be learning lessons in patience. And I really have to pound that into my head when things don't happen like exactly the way I want them, exactly at the time I want them. So yeah, I got to learn better patience. But we did get the lease signed. We got our keys and unloaded that trailer onto the second floor, no elevator. And it was such a relief. It was such a relief to drive that little thing back to U-Haul and hand it over. So that was Tuesday. And then we stayed in a hotel Tuesday night because there was no furniture. So on Wednesday, the furniture was delivered. Yay! And today is Thursday, and we are ensconced. We have furniture. We have Wi-Fi. This is how I can finally do this. We have Wi-Fi. We have television. We have furniture. Last night, I could cook my own food. I made dinner for me and my husband. I love to cook, and it just makes me feel better to have control over my own food. And this morning, we went exploring, and I do love this neighborhood. The neighborhood is right down the street. We have a beautiful park with nature trails. So that is where we are now. We are in our new apartment, our little 2-bedroom apartment, trying to get used to. Luckily, we were in hotels for a long time, so the 2 bedrooms actually feel bigger than where we were. So I think it works better than if we had just gone from this big 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath house with a basement into 2 bedrooms. We've been living in hotels for August 15th. August 15th, we moved out of the house and started living in hotels and out of suitcases. So it's been, almost a month. So having my stuff, being able to cook for myself. Tomorrow morning will be the second morning in a row that I'm going to wake up in the same place. So that'll feel good, I think. So the adventure continues. Now I have to figure out how to. I just saw on the Nevada website that if we can get our residency, like my driver's license, and we get the car registered, so I have a proof of residency, I can register to vote as late as October 5th, and then we can take care of that. So we're getting to know our new neighborhood, which I love. I love the scenery out here. I love looking out the windows and seeing the mountains. It's just breathtaking. So we're going to get information on how to get our driver's license, get the car registered, register to vote, and we'll be Nevadan. I'm not sure what those are. If anybody knows what that is, ding me and let me know how to pronounce whatever it is I'm going to be until spring. So I hope you've had a great couple of weeks, and I would love to hear from you, and I hope you're all having a great day. Bye.